All right, friends, another fantastic video today. We're making turkey gravy. But I'm telling you, this is a real turkey. This is a real deal, folks. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to ring the bells. All right, friends. Thanksgiving is not the same unless you got a perfect gravy. I am going to show you how to make an amazing gravy. And we're not going to use the disgusting dripping of the turkey, because that is 90% turkey fat, and that's not so good. I don't like turkey fat. If you test it, it's like chicken fat. Don't test like nothing. It's definitely not worth it. So here we go. We're gonna continue. We're gonna use the, you know, that little bag of goodies that comes inside the turkey, the heart, the gizzard, and the liver. They make a fabulous base for a quick stock. And also the turkey necks. Check it out. I got 3 necks in here. My turkey didn't come with 3 necks. My turkey only comes with 1 neck. Unless you buy them at Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie, it comes with 2 necks. I don't know what kind of turkey they got. No. Normally you only get 1 neck. So you know what you do? You buy extra necks. And you can find them a few weeks before Thanksgiving. If you wait too long, you're not going to find them. All right? And what I do is I roast them in the pan. You can certainly take the time to do it in the oven. You put them in a roasting pan, crank the oven on, and let them roast. And don't worry about it, okay? You just put them in there, and they roast, you see? The beautiful caramelization, we're creating what I always create. Remember the Maillard reaction. That's when we do some caramelization of protein. Now we're gonna make the gravy. Very simple. Onion. Okay? You know, onion. The onion is always number one. You know, I keep saying it, and I know you're eventually all gonna get it. Onion is number one. It's very important, friends. And why do we want onion number one? Because onion needs to caramelize. So it's sweeter. All right? We don't want to put an onion in there. We turn everything off besides this guy right there. We don't want to put, I got too many burners going. We don't want to put an onion in the sauce, in the soup, in the stock. Then it's not being caramelized. Now I know what you're going to say. My grandmother and my mother, they make the gravy by taking the dripping of the turkey, and they add flour and they call it gravy. Well, yeah, I know. I've had it before. Not so impressed. Okay? And then, the worst thing is, let me tell you what the worst thing is, right? So, people take the dripping of the turkey and they add flour. And they don't cook it, right? Because you don't have time to cook it, right? You make gravy. Oh, look at me with this. I call it turkey glue. Let me explain to understand it. You know them flour, you have to cook flour. You have to cook flour, right? If you don't cook flour, then it's not going to be good. It's going to taste like glue. Well, think about what it is that most people do for Thanksgiving, right? They take the dripping of the turkey, which is 90% disgusting turkey fat, and it's tasteless. They are raw flour, and then they eat it. And what does everybody do at the end of Thanksgiving? What do? They sit on the couch for 3 hours, watching TV, and they go, oh, I ate too much tryptophan in the turkey, I'm falling asleep. There's not enough tryptophan in 20 turkey to put you to sleep. It's the glue you just consumed, okay? You had a 1/4 cup of turkey fat with raw flour. Yeah, good luck getting up out of the couch. That's why you want to take a nap after you eat for Thanksgiving. But if you cook the flour, there's a whole different story right there, my friends. All right? So, remember, we cook the flour. I remember when I was a kid, I used to glue stuff with flour and water. The stuff I glued 50 years ago is still glued up, okay? So now when you add turkey fat to that equation, ooh, delicious. No thank you. So look, guys, onion right there, shallots. You never put shallots and onion at the same time, okay? Because shallots give you a nice little sweet of. You don't have shallots? Don't worry. Make it only with onion. It's still going to be delicious. No, you guys are going to say, you know what? I'm not so sure about your gravy. You didn't put any shallots in there. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking. All right, so look at friends. We're going to go in. We're going to go in right now. Now, if you have a cooked roux, you can add it. Or you could start making a roux in the pot for your flour. But I'm going to show you the little trick that I show everybody how to do for the beef stew. And I don't know, I use it every so often whenever I can. We're going to put the delicious turkey necks in there. Right? We got our turkey necks, our gizzard, our liver. We're going to put all this in there. And then we're going to put some sage. And don't worry about chopping it because everything in here we're going to chop anyway. Don't worry, you're going to put the stem and all. You're not going to eat any of that stuff anyway. All this is going to be gone. So why waste your time chopping everything when you don't really have to? Fresh thyme, sage and thyme. Put whatever herbs you want to put in there, okay? So far you see pretty simple, right? You're going to say, I can do this. Now, the trick, friends, the trick, not exactly a trick, okay? It's very simple. We're now going to put stock in there. You can put chicken stock. I use both. I use beef stock. Look how beautiful that is. Beef stock, and I also use chicken stock. Now, my gravy has somewhat of a reddish color because of the fact that I put a beef stock that has tomato product in there. But you certainly don't need to do that. You could just use plain chicken stock and it'll give you more of a yellowish gravy, you see? More of the yellowish gravy. But right there, we're going to put chicken stock. So my stocks are delicious. Alrighty, right? So you buy a good stock or you make a good stock. You know, again, not everybody's got time to do that. Not everybody's got time to do that. I totally understand. All right. So then we're going to cook this. This will require a good hour and a half to cook, friends. An hour and a half to cook to get all the flavor out of those bones. If you don't use the wings of the turkey for whatever reason, by the way, we got a turkey recipe coming up also, and we'll publish it. You'll have to see it. So make sure you ring the bell, so then when we publish the turkey video, you get notified. Eh? All right. So now we need to put the flour. Now, if we have a roux, we can put a cooked roux in there, and it'll be perfect in there. Or we could start making a roux. But for those of you that just want to make something and you don't want to be bothered too much with having to make a roux, I try to make things simple where everybody can do it. Because so far you can do this, right? You can buy beef broth, you can buy chicken broth, you can certainly buy turkey necks and shallots and onion. If you don't have shallots, don't worry about it. Just caramelize the onion and make sure your turkey necks and your gizzard and whatever you find inside the turkey is nicely caramelized. That's going to give it a nice flavor. Now we got to put flour. So now at this point, friends, we got to put flour, okay? Because if we don't put flour in there, it's never going to cook. We got to put the flour now. So let me get a whisk, and then I'm going to put the flour in there, okay? And if you've seen my my onion soup recipe, if you've seen my stock recipe, you know that that's what I do. I put the flour in it this way, right? So we take a strainer, we put it inside, and we take a little flour, and we put it inside the strainer, and we incorporate the flour into the strainer this way, so then we don't have any lumps, okay? If you've never seen that technique before, it's because you haven't been watching my videos. All right, so it's very simple, friends. See, just do this. We're going to incorporate a little more flour. Remember, the flour goes on at the beginning. You don't put the flour at the end. Otherwise, you're going to be on the couch. Blaming the tryptophan on the turkey when really there's not enough tryptophan on turkey to put you to sleep. I put just a little too much. Hold on. Let me mix it up. That's what I got to do. See? There you go. Right there. Look. Here, watch. Let's make sure the flour doesn't go in there. I'm going to strain everything anyway. I'm going to show you. Here, watch. We're going to strain it all. Now it's stuck in my whisk. Hold on. There you go. Well, it's good. You know, I screw up so you can see it. I do it on purpose so then you know how to fix it. It's going to happen to you. If you put too much flour in your whisk, see, that's what I did. I put too much flour, and then look what happened. That's okay. It's all gonna go away. You watch. Yeah, I purposely screw up to teach you what not to do. Don't do like he says. Don't do like he does. Do like he says, not like what he does. All right, so hold on. Yeah, we can still use a little bit. It's getting there. But let me tell you, this is going to taste delicious, friends. Don't be out there buying those stock that is full of sodium. Huh? Watch for the sodium content, friends. All right, so look. Of course, I can hear the serious cooker say, well, I got a roux. Well, great for you. You got a roux, you go ahead and do it. But most people don't have a cooked roux. And if you make a roux, it's best if you make it with scarified butter. Remember that, eh? All right. All that exercise because I put too much flour on the whisk the second time. First time was fine. All right, here we go, folks. Now let's look at this. And we're going to let it cook. And I promise you, by the time I strain this, so now the thickness of it, a gravy has to be thick enough to stick on top of the turkey. So when you put gravy on top of your turkey slices or whatever it is you're making a gravy for, it has to stay on top of it. If it's too liquid, it's going to run down all over your plate and it's going to mess up with everything. It doesn't need to go in the green beans. It just needs to stay on top of the turkey. So it has to be thick enough to do that. So when you first put the flour in, you're not so sure if it's going to be enough. I'll put a salt and pepper in there. Measure that carefully. Yeah? You're not so sure, so just don't worry. Put a little bit of flour first and get an idea. You look at it in a half hour from now, 45 minutes from now. If you need to add a little bit more, you can add a little bit more. Or at the end, if you have to fix it, you can fix it with cornstarch or arrowroot. You can't put flour at the end because you're ready to eat it. And if you're ready to eat, you can't put the flour. And that's it. We're just going to let it cook for about an hour and a half. And you see, you bring it to boil. The minute you let it bring it to boil, reduce it down and cook it slowly. Remember, bloop, 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 slowly, okay? Don't bloop, 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 bloop. Don't go out there and bring it to high boil. Everything is going to get cloudy, and you don't need to go high heat. Just slowly. Everything. You bring it to boil and reduce it and let it cook slowly, okay? And this is going to be delicious, my friends, I promise you. Okay, we are now going to finish that gravy, friends. It's been cooking for about 2 hours, really. If you got time, just cook it for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Don't be afraid to cook it a long time. Longer you cook, more flavor you're going to get out of those bones, okay? And the onion and all that, you know? So what I like to do is I like to remove all this solids right there. And I don't know if you have a dog, but I think if you have a dog, he would like to eat that bone. I'm not sure if it's any good for them, though. I don't know if there's little bones in there. Maybe it's no good for them. I don't know. So don't do it. And check with the veterinarian first, eh? Don't say Jean-Pierre told us we could give it to the dog, and now the dog is sick. So look, take all that stuff out. Let it cook, let it cook. You get no flavor out of it, you know? There's no flavor out of all that stuff right there. No more flavor. The dog won't mind. But don't worry about doing anything with it. Don't say, oh, I'm going to cook it again. You get no flavor out of it. So now look, I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it in my pot, and I'm going to finish the gravy in here. I'm straight. Remember I was telling you about the herbs and all that, and you don't need to worry about any of it because we're going to strain it all. And look, it's exactly what we're doing. See? All right? So we're done with this, right? So now, we can just see all that stuff right there. Now, if you look, look. You see, now my gravy, as you can see, has a little more reddish color to it. It's because of my stock that had tomato product in it, okay? You don't want that, just use a chicken stock, and then you won't have that reddish color. I love it. I think it's very rich looking. Look at this. Oh, baby. It's good. Okay. So what do we do now? Well, let's look at the texture. Let's look at the texture together so I'll explain you, okay? If you look, It don't even stay. It don't even stay. It does not even stay in the back of my spoon. You see, it's very thin. See, look, this is too thin for a gravy. That's gonna be thicker. So what do I do now? Well, if I had a cooked roux, I could put a cooked roux in there. But I don't have a cooked roux, and I know a lot of you don't have a cooked roux right now. So what do? Cornstarch, arrowroot, tapioca powder, any thickener that makes you happy. We got a little cornstarch right there. Arrowroot works well also. It's really up to you what you want to put in here. And then we're going to put just a little bit. We have to be careful now. We can always add more. Make sure, whenever you're working with cornstarch, then the mixture you're working with, the soup, the sauce, the stew, whatever it may be, make sure it's boiling. It's boiling, okay? Because if it's not boiling, you're gonna keep adding it. Before you know, you got concrete. Yeah, Trust me, it has happened to me. Every mistake you can make in the kitchen, I made them, okay? And some, okay? And sometimes more than one time. Sometimes I wonder. It all depends what is it I have in my coffee. So look, if I were to put the cornstarch right now, you can see it. If I were to put a cornstarch right now, guess what would happen, friends? It would not work. So what would I do? I would keep adding a little bit more, and wonder what happened. How come it's not working? It's because it's not boiling. It has to be boiling. So you see, we're going to wait a few seconds. See right there, it's starting to boil. Doesn't mean because it's boiling on the side of the pot, by the way, then it is boiling. Yeah. See, you go right there on the side, you go, oh, it's boiling. Oh, it's good. No. I want a boiling over there. Okay? And it's almost there, though. See what happened? The pot is hot. It doesn't mean then the sauce is hot. Soup, sauce, stew, anything. You want to make sure that it is really, really, really nice and hot. And you know what I do also? I like to work with a wooden spoon. Because if I work with a wooden spoon, I can feel in case it's attaching at the bottom. Always careful. When you bring it to boil, you bring it on high. So you want to make sure you feel it. You feel it with a wooden spoon. You see, you can feel the bottom of the pot. So we have a little cornstarch diluted in water right there. This is half cornstarch, half water. You see right there? Half cornstarch, half water. I mean, don't go out there measuring it, half cornstarch. Kind of like half and half. It has to have the consistency of like heavy whipping cream or half and half maybe. Between half and heavy whipping cream. You have to feel it. That's a cornstarch mixture. And that works out great just at the end. Okay, otherwise, you should use a roux, or you should put the flour, especially a gravy. Oh, you know what I haven't done while I'm waiting, and I might as well do it now, is, who is hot? Oh, it's good. I haven't adjusted my salt and pepper, but since I just burned myself, I forgot to test for salt. It burned the crap out of my mouth. Okay, a little more salt would definitely make me happy. Just a little more salt. I got Mediterranean sea salt and a little pepper. You know what would make me so happy is a little cognac. Now, if you can't drink cognac or you can't have alcohol for whatever reason, just don't put it in. It's not like, what do I replace it with? You replace it with nothing. You can't replace cognac with anything, okay? You can't have it, you can't have it. That's all there is to it. You don't have to replace it. We don't replace it with what? Grape juice? You can't replace it. Just don't replace it, okay? Now, if a recipe calls for wine at the beginning and you don't have any, then you just put it on more stock. Okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, look, we're boiling. We're really not boiling. I'm talking about boiling. Where they say, you watch the pot, it doesn't boil or something like that. There's an expression, I forgot what it is, but something like that. Watch boil, never boils. Is that what you say? I don't know. So look, it's not boiling. We're going to wait. Well, what happened? I didn't touch the heat. Oh, yes, I did. I put it in low heat. That's why it's not working no more. So look, I can't put my, oh yeah, here it is. Look, can you see it? That's it. Oh, there you go. All right, friends. All right, now I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch. And you got to wait. Now, if I put too much cornstarch, what can I do? I put no more stock, okay? Or no more cognac. Yeah, nobody's going to complain. Oh, I like your Thanksgiving dinner. It was delicious, but the cognac and the gravy, yeah, next year I go somewhere else and eat. All right, so look, a little more. I promise you, folks, this gravy you're going to love. And if you want a quick video, go to TikTok. They make a very quick video over there. I was watching one the other day, I got dizzy. It was so fast. Hey. Look. This is it. We got a nice texture. See, look, coating the back of the spoon. See right there? Coating the back of the spoon. That means it'll be on top of the turkey. That means it's beautiful, right there. Oh, man, it's good, but it's hot. Maybe a little more salt. Don't be afraid to put more salt. How do you know you have enough salt? Do you know? You have to test it. Now you're going to say, well, if I test it, it's too much. No, you, the cook, have to test it. No, your guest. If your guest tests the salt, then you got too much salt. They're not supposed to test it. The salt you're supposed to test. You got to look for it. You got to say to yourself, is there enough salt in there? Can I test the salt in the background, that is, not in the foreground? And I keep burning myself. Okay, now we got it, friends. Now we got a beautiful gravy, you see? Beautiful gravy. Thick enough to coat the back of the spoon. So you see right there, look how beautiful that is. And you can freeze it. You can freeze it until Christmas. It's still going to be delicious. So at this point, I like to put a little butter. You don't have to put butter, but I like to put a little butter. How do I put butter? Turn the heat off. Take a little bit of butter. Don't be afraid now. You don't have to put butter. You don't have to put butter. It's your gravy. You do whatever you want with your gravy, friends, but look at this. Oh, yeah, I have the heat off the whole time. The minute I put the butter, I got the heat off because I don't want the butter to separate. I want it to stay nice and creamy. Right? Let's look at it together. Let's look at it together, friends. Let's look at it together. Oh, shoot, I got stuff from before, for the strainer. Sorry. There you go. All right, so now look, friends. Look at this. Look at this. Now, if this is not a beautiful gravy, then I'm not a French chef. Look at this. Oh, baby. Look at this. You tell me. Look at this. Is that gorgeous or what, friends? What do you think? What do you think? You put this right there on your Thanksgiving table? Oh, yeah. Look at this. This, my friend, is a fabulous, beautiful, beautiful gravy. You got to make this gravy, friends. This is delicious. Remember, make it way ahead. You can freeze it. You can refrigerate it up to a week without any problem, and you can freeze it for 17 years. Remember, thumbs up, please, if you like the video. Remember to ring the bell so you get notification every Thursday when we put out a video. And don't forget to subscribe. We need your subscription. Enjoy this gravy with turkey, with chicken. Rub it on your body. Do whatever it is you want to do with it. But I'm telling you something. This is the gravy I want you to try.